Quick overview of my dev setup. I'm gonna start the terminal. Maybe let's increase the size. As you can see, my terminal emulator starts a new shell already in a tmux session. I pretty much run everything in tmux all the time. The way I manage multiple sessions is that I tie them to the directory names. So this session is starting in my home directory. If I am to start more, these are terminal tabs. They're not very distinct from the actual terminal content, but they're all starting. So if I type something here, it will show in other places, but I can switch them to any place I want. I can, let's say I want to work on my project. I just switch this tab to a different directory / tmux session. This is the tmux session, the host, datetime. The other tabs remain. I can close them all. I can move between them, but typically I'll just like open multiple panes or windows. I don't even know how they're called in tmux. Yeah, I can start my code editor, start coding. I can run stuff. Yeah, if I want to do something else, I just switch to a different session. So if I was to do this, I can see that I have 2 sessions open. I can get back to where I want to be. Oh, what did I do? I didn't get that. Yeah, behind that there is a simple all right, simple shell script that just given a directory will open or reattach a tmux session. I have some key bindings, so I can either switch between those, or I can even open one in a directory using fuzzy finder for all the dirs. This was where was it been? SZ. Yeah, so I just run a tmux here with a result of like a Z oxide query. Yeah, and the reason I organize it this way is because I tend to work on all sorts of hosts. I have a laptop, but I only work directly on it when I have a reason. Usually I SSH into a different machine. So I have a command here that I can SSH to my desktop, which is much more powerful CPU. As you can see, it kind of looks exactly the same as on the local host. This allows me to kind of abstract away which machine I am currently on. You can see that the host name changed here. But yeah, I was doing something with Nix packages, and yeah, I can switch between those. If I detach from this terminal, I'm gonna get back to where I was. That's the reason I'm using a different command. If we look at the tmux it's SSH tmux, sorry. The way it works is when it's invoked, it will detach the current client, run a specific command, and then when that command ends, it will reattach to the session it was on. So this allows to avoid nesting tmux sessions, which is nested tmux sessions are workable, but get in the way of my muscle memory, so I rather avoid that. Yeah, I use control space for my tmux prefix because it's very convenient to type. Yeah, and I kind of like it this way because the way tmux does key bindings with a prefix does not get in the way of other key bindings I have in my text editor, in the shell. So that is nice. Yeah, so I heard on the internet people complaining about tmux not being useful or pointless. I disagree. I have everything centered around tmux, and I enjoyed the fact that the sessions are persistent. I can close my terminal if I don't work on it and get back to my projects right away. Exactly where I was. So I don't have to worry about managing things too much. Everything is, I can close everything anytime, and it kind of stays around, really. Yeah. One thing that I would like to show is also my prompt. So I used to use some fancy prompts like Starship, but eventually I just settled on maybe like 50 lines of custom fish code. As you can see, I have a left side prompt and the right side prompt. I like the fact that my history kind of stays around and nothing flickers. If I issue a command, everything just scrolls down without redrawing anything that was already drawn. In other shells, I did not enjoy the fact that when issuing commands, the area around here kind of redraws with a different content. Here there is a small redraw, but the content doesn't change, so it's not very flickery. You can also see that I have a single line prompt precisely, so I can always just select something, copy paste it if I want to show someone a result of a command or how to run something. I can issue one or more commands and just copy paste it into as a chat message somewhere. My directory for this reason is on the right side, the current directory I'm in, because usually I don't care that much about it, but if I want to, I can quickly glance on it on the right side. And also my user and my username and the current host is also there, but it disappears as I'm typing it in. The result of the last command is indicated by the color of the prompt. Notably, fish has nice property of just hiding the right side prompt if my my command gets long. So I don't, even if the current directory is very long or would get in a way, it just disappears when I get there. So I always get my whole width of the terminal. Yeah, I think that's kind of it. All in all, everything is centered around quickly switching tmux sessions. I can always open new sessions wherever I want. So I need to work on this project, I open session there. I have a dir env installed with support for Nix, so I get all my tools and settings for each project automatically set. So every tmux session works a little bit like an IDE workspace. If I need to work on a project in Rust, I get my Rust setup specific for this project. If it's on something else, I get something else. All my projects have Nix dev shells set up. Yeah, and this all together works for me as a sort of an IDE. Yeah, that's kind of it. There's I do have some support for displaying things like current branch, even though I don't really use those kind of things much. I just, after using Starship for some time, I decided that there's not that much value in showing these things, and I rather have uncluttered view. All right, that's it. Thanks.